Okay, quick tips. I have some screw holes that I'm taking care of because I've got to move some pictures over. This one had a one of those nice little anchors in it. And the way to get rid of these the easy way is you got to back out the screw at least this far, maybe a little further, because the more you put the screw in the anchor, the more it spreads out these things. So you have to back it out part way, but you want it in far enough that it'll still keep attached to this anchor. And you use a pair of vice grips, grab onto it, and pull it out, straight out. That's how to remove an anchor. Like I said, you have to back it out quite a ways, but not too far. And sometimes you gotta just learn, do it. Okay, and another tip is to use a hammer, because I've just been plastering over these holes, and there's kind of because you're pulling out, just to get it in there, it makes it a raised area. So if you just tap it with a small screwdriver, you're making a depression. And when you go to patch a depression, it's a lot easier than patching a raised area, which will look goofy. And what I do, sorry for the movement, but I've only got one free hand here, is I use a little bit of this compound, plaster compound, and I use my finger. I think I use my finger because you can get it in the hole. You have some feel when you do that over using a spackle thing. So yeah, that's the other trick. And this is pink, and it will dry once it's white. It turns white, it's dry. You can go ahead and do whatever you want with it. And since this is already textured wall, it does not have to be sanded. It'd be better if you didn't, otherwise it'll look goofy. So it kind of matches that way. So I'm gonna paint that with some touch-up paint I have. Always have extra paint of your wall. I was able to find a piece of board I was able to find a can of the old stuff. It was dried up, but they were able to use it to match. And that's how I got my matching color. But if you're painting a wall, always make sure you leave some, or keep the tag that they put on it that gives all the information, so that you've got the right, you can duplicate the shade color. You're gonna want it, because whenever you put holes in the wall, you're gonna want to patch it and make it look whole, but you know what I mean. Make it look the same so that you can't see all the spots that have been patched. So that's it. That's how to do some patching. Thank you for watching. It's white now. So I'm gonna take some paint and paint over it. I'm using this stuff here. I bought a quart, and it's the same color. I had it paint matched by the professionals. I am going to paint on there with a foam brush, which I have right below me here. And yeah, I should have a drop cloth and everything else, but this is a very small spot, so I'm going to be very, very careful. And we'll show the results. Okay, here are my spots. They're still wet. It will look better once it dries. Paint dries darker. One tip while I'm here is you take a nail and you put nail holes in right in that ridge in between the two ridges. Put nail holes so that the paint that dries in there will go back into the can. I didn't do that on this one, and we got rust. And that's usually avoided if you take a nail and a small nail will actually go through this metal real easy, and you just do it on the ridge around it and inside there, that inside ridge, and it'll let the paint drip back in, and it won't dry into the lid, so the lid won't get completely stuck. So hopefully that'll help. Thank you. All right, well, as you can see, it's not perfect, but it's blending in pretty good. It still might need to dry more, I'm not sure, but that's what we got right now. It actually shows up on the camera worse than you can see it with your eye. So, but that's what I got.